Hey, True Believers England team here. So I got my new package in for tomorrow's auction. Figured I would do a quick show off and unboxing of sorts. Already took care of the box part, but I invited everybody on if they wanted to chat or whatever. So far, I'm flying solo. Probably this will be a video to nobody, a live stream to nobody else. Oh, two people in. Oh, wow. I wonder if one of them's still me. But yeah, these books came in. I'm kind of excited because this is like the moment of truth. You order the books, you do your diligence, you look, and sometimes here's it here in the audience to see. Oh, well, I appreciate it, Maranya. Howdy. I order the books and I do my best when I can because sometimes I get little mystery boxes and such. But when I can look at them, I try to make sure that these are in decent condition. Uh, Sometimes I get a little overexcited, like, oh, wow, that looks so cool. I have no idea if somebody else is going to be interested in it. Like, none. By the way, I watch myself on the screen. If you ever wonder why I'm never looking into the camera, I watch myself on the screen. If I were to put it in the eye line right here, it gets a little dark. But there you go. Alrighty, I guess I could put that there. But I think I may have done that a little bit. I don't know. Because I saw a magazine. It's the thumbnail. And it was Moonraker magazine. To me, Moonraker is just about the worst of the James Bond movies. But it is so cheesy and so fun that I still like it. You know, it's just sometimes you get a movie like that, and it's just even though, yeah, maybe like the way it's made doesn't go well with you. It's just for some reason you can't stop watching it. There are a lot of bad movies that I am like that. It's just, and that's one of them. And I found a Moonraker magazine. That's one of the things I'll be previewing here. And I'm very, because it's got a black cover, I'm very worried that it might not be in as good as condition as I thought it was. Was it Moonraker, the stupid, fun, turn your brain off movie? Exactly. Exactly. All righty. Now, this guy uses a lot of freaking tape. I think I package my books when I send them out after the auction. The auction is 8 o'clock this Saturday, June 8th, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I think I package them okay, but I never go overboard, I think, unless it's in a box. Like if I'm putting them in a short box, I will cover this in tape just to make sure all the joints are there, to make sure that that water can't get in through the little like the hand holes or anything like that. Yeah, so I will cover that in tape, but I don't think I go overboard like this. And just sometimes. I mean, I appreciate making sure that the books are arriving in good condition. But some people don't know or haven't been made aware of the fact that if it's taped too much and you got to rip it, books will bend. Yes, when you sent me the books, they're quite secure. I try that, but I don't want to overdo it because if you have to wrench, you can bend the books. So you know, it's you can go a little bit too much, like I think this guy did. All right, there you go. Okay, yeah, that's. And one thing, usually I do this before. I was just anxious because right now I'm in the middle of getting the auction ready, and it is hot as hell down here. It's funny because I can step outside my house right now and I'll see a lot of people from Indiana talking about how, oh my gosh, this is way too hot. I'm dying and I'm A-okay. But inside this house without air conditioning, it is freaking sweltering. And I just had a home invasion. Hello, Dalton. What's up?
I'm doing all right. How is everybody else doing this afternoon?
Well, like I said, I am A-okay except for hot. And
when even the Florida man is complaining about the heat, you know something is wrong.
Well, it's because inside it's a hot box, you know. You go
Yeah.
outside and it's just
Contains
normal
and
weather.
refocuses the
Yeah.
heat.
There's nothing as far as heat that Indiana has sent me that I care about. That being said, because it's hot, we've been putting the fan in the window. Last night, I woke up freezing. And I checked the temperature in the room. It was only like 61 degrees. I'm like, so as much as I could talk right now, the North is going to kick my ass this winter. I know it is.
Yeah. I look forward to the many I told you so's.
Yeah, the air circulation is that. Yeah. So by the way, because our air conditioning is down, the guy comes over and he opens up a fuse box that's supposed to, the air conditioning's gone, and he opens up the fuse box it's supposed to be attached to, and there was a wasp nest into it. So I can't open my back door because it's a wasp farm. Hopefully, Gail getting something on the way home from work to deal with that. So it is, it's go figure.
At that point, I think I would be like, honey, we're moving again.
Okay, so also normally what I would do is I would go through these previously and put them in order of what I think is the coolest and what is not. I don't know if I'm going to do this here right now. I don't have the time to do that. Ooh, this is the coolest, or at least one of them. So I will put that down for later. But that's actually pretty neat. Okay, we'll put this. You guys have seen a whole bunch of those. And yeah, oh, okay. Wow, I got some good books, man. There's some good books here. But it's fun. I love. It's like New Comic Book Day. Everybody goes to the freaking shop on Wednesday. Ooh, it's New Comic Book Day. Woo! No, to me it's Friday when I get the books for the auctions. And these aren't even books I'm gonna own. Well, sometimes I get one or two for myself.
Sometimes you're like, I am not selling this.
Yeah, occasionally that does happen. I did that with some trade paperbacks. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna. Oh man, that might actually sell. And it's like history books, like Comics Cowboys, Jungle Queens. I have to keep this. I found a radio script for the Superman radio show, Superman versus the Atom.
Really?
That's neat. So, and then I found this hardcover collection of Little Lulu. How can I sell that? I don't know. I mean, I know technically slap a price on, hope somebody pays that price, but yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like this is mine now.
Yeah.
Channel owner's prerogative and all.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta. I guess it's like pulling rank. Okay. My goodness, if I take time out and I got a bunch of. I got more magazines than just the Moonraker too. So I hopefully that goes because some of these just looked interesting to me. Some 80s books. Oh my gosh, dude. There was a lot of magazines from the 80s and it was talking about like Empire Strikes Back, Superman, and all the cool geeky movies and everything. I put like $7 or $8 on everything, knowing that with magazines generally I can get 10 to 15 if they're old and they're cool. And I lost in almost all of them. It was insane.
Probably because a bunch of people saw exactly the same thing you saw.
Same thing, yeah.
I gotta snap that up.
I did get a couple of interesting things though. Let's see. This one I showed off. I just thought that cover was cool. Nobody has any idea. This is a geeky, kind of silly photocopy. Got to put her down there. Christopher Lee rocks any day. And I have no clue what this is, but it just looked fun as hell. Alrighty, so I've got these in somewhat of an order, I guess. Not exactly from coolest to least coolest, but yeah, this entire thing can go on the bottom. This is all cool. All right. Actually, a lot of it really is, but I'm going to do the magazines last. Okay, kids. here we go. These are the higher value books, or the big dogs, as I like to call them, in the auction. So once again, please, every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we have an auction. Show up. Usually, I started doing this a while back. I stopped and having the big dogs at 9:30. I think I'm going to start that, so I could at least, if I'm doing this, I say if this is all you're interested in, you don't want to see the dollar books, the $2, $3, 9:30, show up. All right, but what we got, we're going to start this off here. We've got, I'm going to take a chance because I don't know if this is something a lot of people are interested in, but I've got Black Hawk. And this is a military book, kind of a superhero military book. This is issue number 186 with a Lady Black Hawk adventure as the backup story. Whoops, and now it's less. Okay. Next up, I've got issue number 191. When I saw that, this is actually what made me bid on the Black Hawk books. This was just too badass. I like this one. That is issue number 191, and this is issue number 207. There you go. I don't know what the interest is, or if there is, because I know the later issues don't really sell, but I've got some Silver Age. These are some Silver Age here. Next up, one of these I strictly got for the cover, but here is Superboy issue number 106 with a dead Krypto. I don't say, what does that say? Last will and testament, I bequeath my powers to Pete Ross. Wait, can he do that? Pete Ross isn't exactly Kryptonian. Okay. Now, that is weird. Okay. Next up, let's see. Aren't you mad at yourself, Lana Lang? As soon as I replace the Superboy sign with a new one of me, everyone will know that the Timmy Clark you always laughed at is our famous hero. And that's issue number 107. It's in pretty good condition. Does have some spine ticks there. The 106 absolutely did not. Now, this one flat out, I'm sorry. Anytime I see super baby, super this, super that, I've got to go for it. This is, they call it an untold story. And I just saw that there's a clip off the corner of the cover. I did not see that when I was ordering it. But this is issue number 133 of Superboy. Anytime I see the super baby, I've got to, I pick it up just because it's kind of silly Silver Age stuff. And then we have one more here. It is, let's see, presenting Meccano Master. Oh, that guy, you know, very, very influential bad guy. And you can tell by his costume. Yeah. Meccano, guys. All righty, and that is issue number, what is that?
The Guardians of the Galaxy Who meme.
Yep. And check go-go checks. Gotta love those go-go checks. Especially if it is it's Jimmy Olsen on Krypton. Yeah, that's it's Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen 101. And then we have a Tales to Astonish. I guess this was just, let's see if I can win it. Sometimes if I see the bid isn't too high, I'll just throw in one to see if I can. So here we go. This is Tales to Astonish, and that is issue number, what is it? It says 92. All right. I promise, guys, you guys have sent me the message. No more Sergeant Rock. But this is, obviously, I'm still going to order some, but this is issue number 178 of Our Army at War. Yeah, good stuff here. I'm a big Army at War fan. I started reading the war books, and we actually did a reading of all three of Sergeant Rock's first appearances. They had a test in there, all that kind of stuff. And we did a reading, and I was like, holy shit, these books are good. And just started checking them out. I did comic book origins of the Creature Commandos. That was fun. One of my favorite, probably really my favorite, is The Unknown Soldier. That just turned out, I know you're like war books and Dalton. And there's
the golf is not passable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Lasco is very reliable.
Golf is looking at the Grand Canyon and the Marianas Trench and going, amateur hour.
For $20, $20.50. Wow. Okay. I'll check into that. I am done. Now, supposedly tomorrow they're coming in to fix the air conditioning. I'm not buying it. All right. Next up we have The Demon, issue number 10. This was a case of they had the entire run. So it's like, okay, you know what? I know how much I can get for the Demons, which is usually about $8, maybe 10, but except for issue number 1 and the first appearance of Clarion the Witch Boy.
I mean, somehow we went directly from something that is the inverse of my wheelhouse to something that is exactly my wheelhouse in the space of one comic.
I put about $4 or $5 on each book, knowing I could get 8 to 10. And this is the only one. I mean, I put them straight across the board. I was trying for the entire run, and this is the one that I got. Sometimes that happens, you know.
Well, you got one though.
I got one.
The important thing.
Yeah. This is a title that has proven to be very successful, even though it's not something a lot of people talk about. I don't sit on the Atom. I just don't. This is issue number 32. Every time I have the Atom in the auction, the Atom sells. And I think part of the reason is issue for issue. Like the Atom has the most amazing covers. And I think it plays with perspective and size and such like that. And I think that's one of the reasons why.
It does some really interesting things aesthetically.
Yeah. When you see the Atom plastered into the middle of a stopwatch, it just looks cool. Or when crushed on a tire as it's rolling. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Splattered on a windshield, et cetera, et cetera.
But the Atom is always sold. Let's see. I picked this up because it's the witching hour, and anytime you can, you should. Here's issue number 44. Let's see. What else? I'm trying to work it so you guys are going to see the coolest at the end here. But let's see. Oh, these are books that I started picking up because there's a character called Herbie. And so I just started picking up any of them. This is issue number 134 of a book called Forbidden Worlds. It's a ACG independent book. And they're really neat. Now this one's going to be in the $5 bin. Because there's a spine split. There you go. But that just looks really, really cool. Yeah. Also, something I will always pick up is Legion of Superheroes. This is Adventure Comics, and it's issue number 344. This was actually at the shop I went to yesterday, and I almost picked it up, but I was like, no, that looks too. I think I might. I almost picked it up, but I would have had 2 copies. This one is a hell of a lot better shape. There's not spine tick on it. Corners are sharp. It's got the go-go checks. Yeah, that is just badass. I always thought this was a cool cover because it's one of the I've got those Showcase Presents Legion, and this is one of the covers for it. And this is issue number 349. Hey, Matt, what's up? There you go. I mean, these Legion of Superheroes just badass. That's 349.
You hardly ever can go wrong with Legion. Granted, they're giving it to Bendis, or I had heard they're giving it to Bendis soon.
They already did give it to Bendis, and he f***ed it up. All right, now I did have a few of this guy, and they didn't sell, but god dang it, the price and the covers, the whole 9 yards, I just had to take a chance. This is issue number 13 of Hawkman.
The good old guy with wings and mace.
Yep. And this is issue number 19 of Hawkman. Once again, just check out. It is very hard to find books with the black background that isn't spine ticked all the way to the top. I think there is one right here. A little bit of trouble at the bottom corner. That's the bad part.
Well, I mean, it's been how many decades since the thing came out? So I think
it's been a couple of years. Who do we have coming in? Oh, hey, I'll start this all over since we're getting people in here now. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
I'm all right.
All right. Nobody's worried about you?
Ha.
All righty. Yeah, I'll re-show these books because we started off without an audience and such. I do appreciate everybody coming in. I don't mean to bore Maranya or Dalton since they were the only audience members, but hey, how you doing? But these are the of comic books. These were the three that I figured to me. I was like, oh wow, this is just too freaking cool. First off, it is an issue of Laugh. I understand Archie, a lot of people think is almost disposable, right? You read them, you throw them out, boom, that's all. But I don't know. There's something about the way that the 60s and the 50s, they look that I just really dig, especially if the colors are so vibrant and they pop. Now, this is in no way, shape, or form a mint book, as you can see by the bottom right here.
Mm-hmm.
But it is still cool. Let me get it. There you are. Issue number 158. Unfortunately, you got that bottom right there. Okay, next up, if there's something I know Eric likes, it's the DC Giant size issues.
Yep.
And you can find a lot. Superboy, Superman, Batman's got a few, but the harder ones to find are the horror books. And this is Ghosts, issue number 40. All right. Cool stuff. Yep.
Nice.
Since I am going through these, I'm going to save this one right here for later. And I'll do a quick, if you don't mind, Dalton, I'll do a little quick recap of what I had shown so far. All righty. Just for my friend Eric here. All righty. See if I can't. Here we go. All right. First up, we had some Blackhawk action, and this is issue number 186. Hey, Kevin, what's up? How you doing? Oh, I kind of figured I would be talking to a lot of people at work today. I'm actually at work right now too. All right, here's issue number 191 of the Blackhawks. I love this cover, man. I saw it. I was like, holy shit, that's really good. That's why I got this. I have no idea if it'll sell. Blackhawk doesn't exactly burn off the shelves, but that's just a cool cover. And here is issue number 207. And when I put a bid down on one, I put a bid down on all three. Next up, we have Superboy 106.
This is kind of like what I was doing before I saw your link.
Oh, yeah?
There's this guy that used to have some connection to the San Diego Comic-Con. I think his name is Gary Sussman.
Mm-hmm.
He has a channel called Tales from the Spinner Rack. And he did a video on the Marvel annuals from 62 through 65. And his videos are really good. I mean, they're
does he do live streams or?
Not that I know of. He'll release a video about once every month or so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, probably taking a lot of time making sure the editing is really good. If you've got the opportunity, yeah, that's really cool. Tales from the Spinner Rack. I'll check that one out. Next up, we have issue number 107. Idea for more cover tier list. Classic Blackhawk covers. I'll put that down on the. I'm keeping a list of everybody's suggestions. I mean, as we were talking backstage, the cover rankings is damn near infinite because we only look through about 12 or 13, maybe 15 covers at a time. So even if we're doing, say, Superman, that's a hell of a lot of covers, even at 15 at a time. Here is issue number 1.
Probably should be on the list. Is Legion on the list?
It should be.
especially in the 70s. But there you go, 133 is Superboy. I did not see that when I was picking it out, but I do want to point it out, that little clip. All right, and next up we have Superboy number 135.
Guy's a little too excited about making Superboy feel pain.
Yeah, well, he's crying out what ecstasy. So yeah, a little bit. All righty. This one, sometimes these books sell, sometimes they sit for a while. I have noticed though, if you put Jimmy Olsen in a costume, he does well. Here's 101. If you marry him off to an ape, you're going to have that book in your auction for about 6 months.
Were you listening? Were you listening last night when I told the story that Jim Starlin told about Jimmy Olsen?
No. But was that off the Perch interview, or?
I don't know if he taught. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
said,
okay. I'll watch
said
that.
that after Crisis, they were toying with the idea of having Jimmy get AIDS and die from AIDS. Because I guess that was a big thing. But that was right about the time that Jack Carson, the guy that played Jimmy Olsen in the George Reeves series.
Yeah.
It came out around that time, so they thought they got a little squirrely.
Yeah, that would
In
look
bad
very
taste
bad.
Much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he came out and then they killed off Jimmy Olsen of AIDS, it would almost be a personal attack on not just him, but the community would have seen it. Yeah. I could see that.
Cosmically bad timing is that.
I can't believe they were actually thinking about killing off Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, that's a big decision there. Tales of Suspense, issue number 92. What would you put this book at? You see this big long line right here. I'm thinking this might be one that I made a mistake. What would you price that book at, Eric? Yeah, on first look, see him?
Oh, I'd probably 8 to 12, because for whatever reason the Tales of Suspense, Tales to Astonish, and Strange Tales don't sell as well as this. Thank you, Maranya. I knew the name last night and it popped out of my head. Yeah, but they don't sell as well as the single hero books.
You know what? I find Strange Tales, especially if you go before, if you're like doing the Human Torch issues, absolutely sell. Next up, I actually, the first time I showed this, I said this, so I'll say it again. I'll take it easy on the war books, kids. You guys have sent the message. But here's Our Army at War, issue 178. I'm getting a good collection of them. So there we go. I'm not going to stop with the war books. Next up, we have The Demon number 10. And I was saying, I bid on the entire lot, Eric, and this is the one I won. Like they had all of them, and I put the same bid, and that's the only one. Here is the Atom number 32.
I'm amazed they didn't sell it as a lot if they had the whole series.
Well, I guess if you've got people looking for specific issues, you could get a maybe a bidding war going on.
I guess. Yeah. It just seems remarkably counterintuitive to me.
And then we have It's Midnight, The Witching Hour, issue number 44. And then we have Forbidden Worlds, issue number 134. Yep.
Thank gosh you're here.
Say what?
The word balloon. Thank gosh you're here.
Oh, yeah. Can't say God on a comic book cover, I guess. Here is issue number 135 of Forbidden Worlds. If I can get that sticker off.
That's one of those horseshoe theory type things. Who's offended by you saying God on a comic book cover? The religious who don't think God's name should be used that way, or the people who don't like God ever mentioned ever?
Yeah. Next, we have Adventure Comics, and this is as I was telling Dalton, I almost bought this yesterday. It would have been a crappier copy. But here is issue number 344. And I looked at the price I paid for this. I would have paid more for it too. Got to dig on the Legion of Superheroes. And then we have issue number 349 of the Legion of Superheroes, or Adventure Comics. And then we have issue number 13 of Hawkman.
As I said earlier, good old guy with wings and mace.
Yep. Can't say his name or they cancel his awesome book. And then we have issue number 19 of Hawkman. And this is an awesome condition. Like I said, there you go. That is its big problem. And it's not going to focus. But trust me, it's right there.
Yeah.
There we are. Yeah.
We can see it.
All righty. Okay, and then I got some magazines because why not? Let's give these things a try. I was actually surprised when I looked these up how many are actually going for something, including the first one. I don't know why, but here you go. We got Bizarre Adventures. I tried for the Thor. I tried for the Christmas one, which is awesome. I would have saved that one for Christmas. But the one I ended up getting was issue number 33, the cheesy photo op, the cheesy live model version. There you go.
Well,
and
sometimes
you know what?
You don't get to choose which one you get.
Well, hey, I looked it up on the eBays and the and other sites, and this one's going for $1 or $2. So I'm okay with that. I have never even heard of this magazine before. Of course, we know about Tomb of Dracula, but I've never heard of Tales from the Tomb. Have you, Eric?
Show it.
Kaboom.
Yeah, that was part of the Eerie magazine series where they basically took old pre-code horror stories and re-dialogued them and touched up the art.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a mismatch of nonsense. But they're
awesome.
great. I mean, the people that collect them are really into them. I had a bunch of those.
Yeah.
I love them.
Well, of course, anytime you have a half-naked chick running away from anything, get that magazine. It's good stuff. All right.
The
Okay.
lizard brain dictates it, I suppose.
Yep. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this one I got straight up because I understand that if you're going to talk monsters, you might as well talk Dracula. If you're going to talk Dracula, you have to talk Christopher Lee, right?
Nice.
This is cool.
But this one actually, I guess they're going through Bela Lugosi, Chris Lee, Frank Langella, the whole.
It's a Warren magazine, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's called Warren Presents.
Yeah, that's right. It was a kind of like a catch-all series, and that just happened to be the Dracula issue.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Vampires of the Movies, complete photo history, the film stars who created Dracula legend. See special ad on the inside back of the cup. Well, you know what? We should see this special ad. Hey, Jay, what's up? Let's see. Is it just me or is anyone else getting White Circle of Death? Have we stopped?
I'm not getting any buffering, so
I'm not.
I think it might just be you.
Let me see.
Yeah, sorry, Maranya. I don't think it is the StreamYard this time. I think it might be your computer.
Let's see what
because if anyone was going to get the White Circle of Death, I think it'd be
this
me.
is in very good condition. And there's no problems. There's no ticks. There's no anything. We've got the little Bela Lugosi on the back here, and then the special ad. Warren Publishing Company proudly presents a very unusual offer: genuine soil from Dracula's castle, ladies and gentlemen. That is the special ad.
That would have got me back in the day.
So yeah, at one point in time, you would have been able to get genuine soil, and yeah, this is an interview mag, and it's got a lot of stories and such. talking about all the players. There you
That
go.
that is one of the coolest comic book ads I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. Alrighty. Oh, it's Venkman's birthday today.
Yes,
The-
39 or 40.
30. Yeah, I know he's been complaining. So maybe he's actually turning 40, or is he? Yeah, I don't know. On the other hand, Derek and I would be like, "Hello, old friend. I miss you, 40."
My 40th birthday can legally drink.
Yeah, no shit. My 40th birthday started puberty. So, alrighty. You talk about the catch-all thing. I got this because I was like, no frequent, because I know this was 1981. All right. And I was like, you cannot be so fucking blatant. Warren Magazine. I know they were like whores at Warren. If you read the history, they were, but you cannot be so fucking blatant as to put out Rex Havoc, Raiders of the Fantastic in 1981. How can you not buy this? How can you? My life is better knowing that this exists, because I had no idea until this. I'm like, you talk about a reading, you talk about something we gotta check out.
They did. They did it.
Yeah, but that is just too fucking cool. I like, wow. This is worse than Marvel Comics in the 1950s. Just they were a copy house.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, oh well, it's black and white like a lot of the horror covers and such like that. So let me find a decent enough page that doesn't make the black people look very, very like this magazine should be banned. All right. Also,
like
a lot
YouTube
of dialogue.
is going to yeet this stream from off of it. So.
Yeah. Okay, here's a splash page of Rex Havoc and an Empire Strikes Back toy ad. Yeah, but this is pretty freaking cool. Warren Presents might actually be my new favorite magazine, but this is I thought, I was like, no way, I got to get that. I might be stuck with it, but I got to get this. That is too cool. All righty, then we have the thumbnail, ladies and gentlemen. All about the exciting new James Bond movie with 23 spectacular color photos. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Moonraker magazine. There we go. Yeah, now that is a lot of fun. And it's Warren Presents again, by the way.
Of course.
Yeah. So there we go.
I do enjoy their just sincere lack of shame.
I do not know why I got this book, but when I saw the Statue of Liberty in the back, I said, if you're going to get a Planet of the Apes comic and it's not #1, it has to have the Statue of Liberty in the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here you go.
Even though we've segued off of Warren, just in case anybody was wondering if James Warren was still a prick, yes, he's in his 90s. And when Warren magazine started doing Creeps and Vampers Carmilla, he pitched a fit and they had to change the name of Creeps. So they changed it to Shudder. And the first issue of Shudder is an exact replication of the first cover of Creepy.
You've got to be kidding me.
Instead of taking that as a tribute and thinking that maybe some of his properties would have a second life, he went the opposite direction and bitched about it.
Of course he did.
RDV is only $29.99 plus domestic shipping. Is it? Okay. I'll tell you what, last week, I think I had this book last week as well. But it is awesome. She was the wanton love goddess of an ancient Judea, and to love Salam was the kiss of death. Wait, is this saying she was the goddess of an ancient Judea, and to love Salam was the kiss of death? What is that exactly saying here? Because it's like, is that a religious smack?
Judea had a polytheistic phase before Yahweh. It's a thing.
Okay, but here we go. We got Vampirella number 99.
You know, there was a time when I would wonder how Dalton knew that, but now I don't even question.
Now,
I mean, I am the guy who specializes in obscure religion and occultism, so it's definitely in my wheelhouse. Although, as far as I was aware, the like mother goddess consort of Yahweh in the original polytheistic framework was Ashura or Inanna, but that's
now I was tricked into buying this because the listing had magazine Golden Age, Golden Age, Golden Age, Golden Age. This book Golden Age, Golden Age. You know, it's like one of those things. And I saw the cover and I was like, oh, what the hell? I'm gonna put $6 on it, see how it does. Thankfully, I've checked it out and I found out what it was, and the $6 is going to be covered. It's a reprint book from, I believe, in the 1990s, and it's called Tales Too Terrible to Tell from New England Comic Press. And I got it for the cover because I just thought that was an awesome cover with him having his face pushed into what looks like acid or boiling soup or something like that. But here we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the last of the books I have to show. However, I do want to open this to see if it's... there we go. But yeah, have you ever checked these out?
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
The only thing I've ever seen from NEC is the Tick.
Yeah. I guess they figured out that all these books that are in public domain can now be published. I mean, shit, why aren't we publishing our own?
Well, you saw what happened to the guy at Guadalajara.
What happened to Guadalajara?
For some, who knows why, Amazon killed it. They wouldn't let him sell on Amazon anymore, so he has to go through Barnes and Noble. And I'm sure he's selling about 1/10, if that, of what he used to sell.
What?
Yeah.
Why in Guadalajara? Oh, is it because he does copies, and is that it?
Yeah, he would take public domain stuff and he'd reproduce them. Like you'd do like 4 issues of. Remember the Skywald horror magazines?
Yeah.
He would reproduce like 4 of them in a square bound paperback format, and they were really nice. I have a bunch of them.
Now I'm kind of surprised at that because I looked this up actually a little bit because I thought, well, you know, it is a revenue. If we could figure out how to bound some of these public domain things, we could sell them on Amazon. And I looked up the rules for this, and what it says is if there is a free copy of what we're looking at unchanged, then they'll take yours down. But if you change it enough, so if you make like, I guess it would be like
if you remaster it effectively.
Yeah. So my question is, would they sell this? Because, or well, I guess a little Lulu, but you get if this is say what's a public domain title, WoW Comics. I understand DC, but you know, if you do something like that, you know, why wouldn't they sell it? If it's like this, are you putting if you have the comics and you put notation in it or reviews or something as well,
or if
then
you made like a hardcover omnibus version or something.
But that's what he's saying. He's saying if you do that, they'll take it down because there's a free version of it on Amazon then. But you have to do something to basically make it your book and not a copy of the other book.
Yeah, to differentiate it from.
Yeah, because if there's a free copy of it on Amazon for people to read, then you know they're not going to allow it. In my opinion, it's ridiculous. Because if somebody
you can get all sorts of different editions of books. Why is this any different?
Yeah. Regarding fans, if you have an Ollie's, they are selling. Yeah, I want to. I will look into that, but part of me is a little weary about buying a fan if they're going to act like if they don't fix the air conditioning tomorrow. I definitely will pick one up because that is that. But yeah, those are the books. Those are the high value books for tomorrow's auction, and hopefully make enough to snag the books for the next auction and more. So you know, it's a perpetual machine, obviously. Gonna have a lot of other stuff, some Lady Justice, as well as some books I showed off at Venkman's channel yesterday. So good times, good times. All right. See anything of interest there, Eric?
Oh yeah.
So what stood out?
I like the adventure comics, obviously.
Yeah.
I always like magazine size magazines. Or like Tales from the Tomb was very cool.
Yeah, these are I got to tell you, I know it's just because the cover's awesome. That's why I got it. It's just that looks really cool. But I am really interested in digging into this.
Yeah, that's like having those PS art books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get those every time I come across one at Half Price Books. Unfortunately, they haven't gotten anything in the last 2 or 3 years.
Mm.
Yeah, the ones in Wisconsin still do, but ours doesn't.
All righty. Well, that is that for the books. Thanks for hanging out, and everybody who showed up towards the end there. Thank you very much again, and Dalton and Maranya for sitting through the first half of the whole video twice. So
yeah,
that was kind of cool. Tonight at 10:30, we are going to be ranking covers. We've been doing this quite a bit, and they need the views. So please, by all means, share these out. And because we want to keep doing them. They're a lot of fun because we don't just look and go, oh, that's cool. We'll take a cover and we will analyze the hell out of this, and then rank it. See how it truly is. And we've been doing mostly Silver Age and Golden Age. A lot of it Golden Age. Tonight we're going to creep into the Bronze Age and we're going to take a look at some Spider-Woman covers. We're going to look at her first 15 or 14 because I added in the Marvel 2-in-1, her second appearance. I didn't add in the Spidey Super Stories, though. I don't know why. But it would have been those 3 covers and then right to Spider-Woman. We've got the first 12 issues of Spider-Woman, Marvel 2-in-1, 33, I want to say, and, of course, her first appearance. And we're going to be taking a look at those, really examining it. We appreciate you coming in doing the same thing, and your vote counts. So please, by all means, join us for that at 10:30 tonight. That being said, don't forget to click like, share, do all that kind of stuff. Going over to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the tip jar if you like our content. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good day.
Cheers, guys.